Everybody, and welcome to the first meeting of the Tree Leaf Oryoki Practice Circle. I'm Shugan, if you've not met me before. Today we're going to go over the basic components of an Oryoki set. But first I'd like to go over a couple of other things. Most importantly, let's all relax. We're all going to make mistakes, and this is probably for me more than you guys. I'm not an expert. And if you have questions about anything, go ahead and ask. I don't want to just sit here and talk. I would like there to be a little bit of back and forth if we can do that. If you need more information about something and I don't have it, I will find it for you and then I'll post it on the thread as we go along. We're going to take it nice and slow. There's no hurry. This is the opposite of fast food eating. Okay, so we're not in any kind of rush to get to any place. Each week we'll break down different parts of the ceremony. So today we're going to go through the parts that you'll need to get this all started, and then we'll meet again in about 2 weeks, and hopefully everyone will have everything that they need. There's not going to be any food involved for quite a while, so don't worry about spilling anything on yourself. And you're going to spill stuff on yourself anyway, so that's not an issue. The very first time I did Oryoki at a sesshin, the person 2 people down from me was very nervous. And part of the ceremony is you put a little food offering on the end of the setsu, and you gently push down on the front as somebody comes along to pick up the food offering for the hungry ghost. Well, he was really nervous, and he hit it really hard, and I ended up getting hit in the cheek with a piece of carrot. So don't worry, people are going to make mistakes, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. Whenever you carry and hold your Oryoki, you want to use 3 fingers: thumb, pointer, and middle, okay? And the set is put together in a particular way. It makes it very easy to follow. There's a sequence, so if you put it away properly, when you take it apart, everything comes together smoothly. The first thing is the drying cloth. Any sort of a dishcloth or something like that will work fine. Mine is about 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters. It doesn't have to be exactly that size, but the whole purpose of this is to wipe up water. So and then next we have the napkin or the lap cloth. This is going to be a larger piece of material because its purpose is to cover your lap in case you do spill, so you don't get anything on your clothes or your kesa if you're wearing one. Mine is about 33 centimeters by 65 centimeters. The edge does have a seam on it to keep it nice looking. The drying cloth, it doesn't matter. You can sew the ends like the instructions show, or you can keep it a little rough. Mine's actually a little bit rough. Now next, we have the utensil case. Very simple. It's like a little sack with a lid. You want it to be kind of long and skinny. I've got the dimensions posted, or it's posted in the link that I shared. And inside of it, you will find your utensils, a spoon. A wooden spoon is great. If you don't have one, that's okay. A metal one will work also. Chopsticks, or if you can't use chopsticks, a fork is perfectly fine. And then the setsu. The setsu is basically a cleaning implement. It's a piece of wood with cloth on the end, and what you're going to do is you use it to clean out your bowls once you finish. I've seen, the version I have is wood with cloth on the end, like I said. I've also seen them that look like little spatulas, so they'll have rubber on the end. That's fine too if you're more comfortable with it. Just make sure it's small because it does need to fit into the case. Okay? Now you have the Mizuita. This, a lot of places don't use. When you go to sashins, a lot of them will not use this. We will. Mine was given to me. It's actually a piece of bamboo. But any thin piece of wood, and I've got the dimensions, will work. Traditionally, the utensils and this and the bowls will be black, but it's not a big deal if you can't get a hold of black. So just a thin piece of wood, and I'd say even for our purposes, maybe even if you can't get a hold of a thin piece of wood, a thick piece of cardboard would even work, if that's all you can come up with. All right. The final piece of cloth is the wrapping cloth. It's going to be a square. Mine is about 48 centimeters by 48 centimeters. And its whole purpose is it serves to wrap, keep everything together nicely, and it's also going to be kind of like your placemat. Again, the seams are stitched to give it a nice, neat appearance. The colors for the cloths, what I have seen have been grays and blues, so if you can come up with that, that would be great. An old pillowcase is a good source of material for everything. The fabric is a good consistency. It's not too thick, it's not too thin, and it's a good size. You'll be able to make all your pieces out of that. Okay? You'll also want a board or something that you can place in front of you to put everything on while you're doing it. I actually have, mine's more of a bench, and that's to keep everything elevated so you guys can see what I'm doing. But something board, something level will make things easier so you don't have to worry about anything being wobbly, spillage, or anything like that. This is the Hatan. Oops. Basically, and I've got the dimensions posted on the thread, piece of black construction paper or craft paper will work fine. It is used as a placemat. Again, this is another thing that a lot of places don't use, but we're going to go ahead and use it because it is more traditional. It's folded in a very specific way. You can probably see the creases. It's folded into thirds and then folded into to thirds again. So you get a nice little rectangle. And I'll go over that. I'll probably post a video on how to put everything back together so that it's in the proper sequence so that when we start, you'll be able to take everything apart and very easily. And then finally, you have the bowls. They should, if possible, as I said, be black, and they should, if you can get them to all sit within one another. When you pick up bowls, you use just your thumbs, like so. My set has a very small bowl that would be used to put the Buddha bowl or the Zuhats in, which is the largest bowl. Mine actually has a stand, so I don't need to use this, but I do have it, so I use it anyway. And then you'll have 3 bowls. Smallest, again, picked up with your thumbs. A medium, and then the largest. Now the important thing with the largest, the Buddha bowl, is that you don't put your lips on it, okay? The other ones, you can have soup in or whatever you wish, and it's okay to touch your lips to those, but not to the largest. So 1, 2, 3 bowls, a placemat, a napkin to cover your lap, a drying cloth to help clean everything up, and then a utensil case to put everything in. You have exactly what you need, no more and no less. Anybody have any questions, or is anything unclear about what you need to get? No? Pretty straightforward? Okay. Go ahead.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yep.
I saw you had posted something about Hatan, about craft paper. Could you maybe put in a link what that is? Because I don't know what to ask for in shops here. I have to find out the right translation or the name, if it is some kind of wax paper or if there is some plastic in it. Could you explain that on thread, please?
Sure. Actually, I can talk about it right now. Traditionally, the paper is lacquered. I think Sakishi actually, Sakishi, didn't you make one or try to make one?
I did. I can I can see if I have pictures, or I'll take some new ones. But yeah, there's you can get. So I think to answer to your question, it's mix or anything like that. So what we found in the last Oryoki circle is that in the United States we call it construction paper sometimes, craft paper or construction paper. I don't think that word translates. It's basically just a heavy paper. And then yeah, in Japan it would be lacquered. And what I did was I bought. You can actually get lacquer that's like in a spray can, almost like regular spray paint. And so you can put a really light layer of the lacquer on it, and what that does is it keeps it from, you know, if you get a little drop of water or soup or something like that, or when you're cleaning, it doesn't soak into the paper and make a mess. So a waxed paper would work, or just lacquered construction paper. And we can talk about that on the thread, and I'll see if I have some photos, if I can dig up some photos from when I made mine.
Thank you, Sakishi. Does that answer your question? Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Hello, you hear me? The question about the bowls. Can they be ceramic bowls?
Yes, that's
like ceramic, because I couldn't find any wooden or plastic in the market. So everything I found is from ceramic. Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine. You just don't want it to be really, really heavy or awkward or anything. So yes.
No, they are light, very light.
Mine are actually plastic, so that's fine. You can go online, and if you want to spend several $100s, you can buy a set. I wouldn't personally recommend it, but you know, that's up to you. But ceramic is perfectly fine. Anything else? No? Okay, good. Well, this is just our first meeting, so it's pretty informal and pretty short. I am going to put everything back together so that I'm ready for next week. I'll go ahead and record it, and I'll try and talk my way through it. I have to admit, I've been practicing a little bit, but I am a little bit rusty, so I have a cheat sheet down here, so I may refer to it, okay? Pretty easy. First of all, you need to nest all the bowls. Again, thumbs. This is my stand. And then you center it on the wrapping cloth. The wrapping cloth will actually be in kind of a diamond shape, and we'll go over all of that. I'm just doing this now so you can kind of see how it's done. put our construction paper, waterboard, or sorry, not a waterboard, or like our placemat that goes on top. Let's see, first corner up, second corner up. I need a cheat sheet. All right, the napkin is actually folded in a particular way. Fold it in half, and then you can probably see the creases that I have. You make kind of a Z, like so. So you're folding it into thirds. And then you want to bring it up so that you have two open corners in the upper left hand when you lay this across. The reason being, that way when you pick it up, you can grab the two open corners and it opens up nicely. And you can place it on your lap. So in half. And then in thirds. Like so. This goes on top. This is your utensil bag. I believe it's the spoon in the center. Chopsticks to the left. And the setsu to the right. With this will be a little moist, so you want it kind of at the top. The other ones go in with the handle out. And that is placed on top with the opening toward you. All right, the drying cloth. Fold it in half. You lay it on top with the open out, the fold facing you, and then you unfold it towards you. Because what you want is you want the drying cloth to be open so it will dry, because it will probably be a little bit damp from drying your bowls. And then finally you just bundle it all together, kind of tuck the sides in a little bit. You place your left hand on top. And I'm going to go over this again. Okay, I'm just doing it now since I have to do it anyway. I'll go over it more slowly and in more detail so that you guys can do it with your own sets, okay? This is just kind of a quick overview. So you grab the corner on the left side, lift up your pinky, go under your thumb, and then hold it in place with your pinky, between your pinky and your third finger, okay? Right side, pick it up, over, and you hold it in place between your first finger and your second finger. Grab the corner under your pinky, draw the corner between your first two fingers under and tie it relatively tight. You should have two bows. Grab the one in your left, wrap it around, tie it so that you have more on the right side sitting out. So you should have this funny little flap over here toward the right. I know that's probably kind of fast and confusing. I will go over it again, okay? The reason you do it this way is that if you know that this is on the right, you know which way everything is facing inside. You know which way the utensil bag is facing. So it makes it much easier when you take it apart and set it out during the actual meal. Okay? Any questions? Yes, no, maybe so? A little bit quick, but that's okay. Again, this is just an introduction to the different parts. We will meet again in 2 weeks. I have a commitment next week. By then, hopefully you guys will have everything together that you need. If you have any questions about anything, post it on the thread, okay? Before we meet again, I'll make a video more slowly and in more detail showing how to put all the different components together. All right? Good. All right. If there aren't any more questions, I guess that will be it for today. The future meetings will probably run just about this length of time or maybe just a little bit longer, okay? Depending on how complicated it is. We'll kind of play it by ear as to how we break everything down. If something is taking a little bit more time to work out, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, there's no hurry on any of this. So next week what we will do is you guys should, or at the next meeting, you guys should have your bowls and your cloths all together, and then we will work on the procedure, the proper procedure for opening up the bowls. Okay? So I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you very much.